back here at NSUSpartans.com, here with interim head coach Brandon Duvall, our weekly coaches show. And coach, you got another tournament this weekend against a pair of MEAC Northern Division teams, but then after that, next Monday, here in Echoes at 6 p.m., it's Florida A&M and MEAC conference starts. Does any kind of, now I want to say extra pressure, but does anything feel different this week in practice? Now, it's coming to crunch time, sort of.
Yeah, it's basically fine-tuning, ready or not, we've got to go. I mean, I wish we had weeks more to get things prepared, but with that being said, I think the girls are playing pretty well. I think a lot of girls are starting to step up here and there, and why not start with Florida A&M right off the bat? Get them in the gym, kind of see where we stand with the best team in the conference, and I think our girls are ready for the challenge. I don't think they're backing away from anybody. It'll be nice to play against a team like UMES this weekend, who's shown, even though they've lost a lot of people from their roster of last year, a team like that is well coached, and the girls are tough individuals. It'll be a good preparation for us this weekend to get ourselves prepared for Florida A&M on Monday.
And then looking back, last weekend, you guys had a couple of tough matches. You lost 3-1 to Davidson. You almost had the match against Delaware State there, lost 3-2. You had them at least a little bit there in the fifth set, and then you a couple of bad errors there, and that was it. But what did you guys learn from that weekend, and what do you feel? Do you feel that was a good measuring point for you guys as far as MEAC playing against a Delaware State, a team that's probably one of the top two in the Northern Division?
Absolutely. Delaware State's always been tough every year. She's made the coach there has made some decent changes to her roster, brought in some European kids in there who have been, who's already had a good history in volleyball, and they came right in and battled. They're a good team. It's nice to see that how young we are to be able to take a team like that to 5 shows a lot of great, future for us. It shows us how far we can really go in such a young season. We're going to have everybody back next year. So I'll take my chances with a team like Delaware State and Florida A&M when they come in the gym, because our girls are just getting better. They're getting stronger, mentally tougher, and it's going to be, in the long run, it's going to be very good for us. So.
And 2 players you're talking about who did actually have a great weekend were Noelle Eagles, freshman, and sophomore Charlotte Armstead. And just talk about what they bring to the table and what they mean to your team.
Mental toughness, something that you really don't get out of a lot of your younger players who are experiencing this for the first time. Noelle has been steady since day one. Tied the dig record that she set on her own as a freshman. So she's steady every single time. And Charlotte is one of those girls that we talk about getting stronger mentally and physically. And she just didn't back down. She had the spirit the entire way. Our problem right now is those are 2 out of maybe the 3 girls that consistently perform. I think Nicole does a very good job for us as well setting, but we need that kind of consistency from more than just 3 people for us to be able to perform in the long run, to be able to beat those teams like Delaware State in the fifth set, or like in our past when we played UNC Greensboro and teams like that. If we can get 1 or 2 more solid performances out of other girls on our team, then we win those matches pretty handily, I think. But right now, those are the 3 that we're relying on the most to be consistent every single match. It's tough for those girls, but they're rising to the challenge, and they're doing a great job with it.
Let's hear more from this week's MEAC Rookie of the Week, freshman Noelle Eagles, and how her season has gone, and the importance for them of their backcourt defense. Here with freshman Noelle Eagles, and Noelle, for you guys, Coach has stated before that you guys don't have tall defenders up front, so the backcourt defense for you guys is so important. Is that something you guys kind of take pride in, knowing that, as far as defensively, it kind of does fall on you a lot?
I like the pressure, and it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable, and I like that there's a small block because I get more balls and it's more fun. If there's a bigger block, it would take everything away, so I like it.
What if, for you, has it been a big adjustment coming to the college game? Obviously, from high school and club team, everything's probably faster here. Players hit harder. Has it been an adjustment for you, just the speed and overall the game?
I don't think the game has been as hard an adjustment as the time we put into it and how much we practice and how much we work out. That's been the biggest adjustment, lifting and conditioning.
Was it adjustment with just working with new teammates? High school, club, you probably played with the same kids for years, and all of a sudden you come here and everyone's new and you got to learn everyone's tendencies. So is that difficult there?
Yeah, it's still difficult. You're still learning how people will react to certain things and how you can push them. So you're still learning. You'll never know.
How do you think you've improved since you first got here? Your game?
I think I'm playing more relaxed. I don't feel as pressured as I was the freshman, nervous. And I've improved my game a lot. I get to more balls than I did when I was in high school.
What about the team? How do you think the team has kind of improved?
I think we're not showing that we're young anymore. I think we're showing like we're seniors and juniors and not freshmen and sophomores. And I think we have more confidence in each other on the court.
So kind of just that experience factor.
Yeah.
You know, early on, you guys didn't have a lot of experience, and now you do, and you got that some games under your belt, so you guys feel like you go out there and win. And coming up now, you got the MEAC right around the corner. Next Monday, you got Florida A&M, and then this week you just got a couple of northern teams. So is there any kind of sense of, the season's starting now, everything different in practice, that this is it, it's coming
I
down to
don't
this?
feel anything different. I just think it's time for us to really come out and play every game and show who we really are. We can't just, if we have a bad game, we can't just like, oh well, it's not conference. We need to not start thinking that now.
Okay. That was freshman Noelle Eagles, so let's head it back up to Brandon and hear more from him. And one. Well, that was Noelle talking about how her season has gone so far, and Coach, she talked about the backcourt defense and how important it is for you guys, and how much she takes pride in that, knowing that, like you said before, you guys don't have the big blockers up front, so the backcourt defense has to be important for you. How big has it been to have players like her and Ariel, who's also up there in digs? How important has it been to have them up as a strong backcourt defense?
It's extremely important, obviously because of our size on the front line, but we're building a tradition here. It's something that we haven't had in the past. When we walk out of a gym, we want teams to say, you know what, Norfolk State is excellent at this, this or that. We want coaches to talk to each other and say, you got to watch out for is this. And defense is what we decided on this year. When we walked in the gym, first meeting of the year, I said, what's our identity? What are we going to be known for when we walk into a gym? And everybody agreed defense. Everybody knows our size, everybody knows our quickness, and everybody knows our ball control. So defense was an obvious choice. And with a little bit of serving and setting there, but as long as we can dig a ball and keep a ball off the floor, we'll frustrate some teams.
Do you have to guard against those defensive players maybe putting too much pressure on themselves, feeling like they have to do everything out there, especially because some of them are freshmen still?
We've seen a lot of frustration from them at times, because they're doing everything they can for the most part. They're really trying their hardest to keep the team from getting down. When we're playing teams like Kent State with a 6'3" middle hitting over on top of our blocks, there's only so much one player or two players can do. So it's really going to depend on how well everyone else picks up their game. How well can we play out of system, which is what we've been playing a lot of, because the digs aren't always going to go perfectly to target. So somebody's got to step in, deliver a better ball, and we go from there. So we've been working a ton with our hitters, terminating out of system sets, and just working hard with getting everyone relaxed with playing out of system. And it's been working. That's why we're able to take teams like Delaware State to 5 and UNC Greensboro and you name it, the other teams that we've performed decently against. And in the long run, as long as we continue to get more comfortable with that, we'll win those games. I have no doubt in my mind.
The Spartans will be back on the road this weekend at Maryland Eastern Shore. They have a pair of matches there Saturday against the host Hawks and Coppin State before they return here to Joseph Eccles Hall next Monday at 6 p.m. against the 9-time defending MEAC champions Florida A&M. So come on out and support your Spartans here next Monday at 6 p.m. And for all your information on NSU volleyball and all of NSU athletics, go to nsuspartans.com.